This is a tutorial for both the development and execution of a demo that aims to help new MOTECH implementers learn about how MOTECH uses OpenMRS and schedule tracking to enroll patients into a schedule of treatment. This tutorial mainly serves the purpose of showing you how the schedule tracking OpenMRS demo operates. So, if at any point during the tutorial you feel you want to read more detail about how a particular task is accomplished, for example, how MOTECH communicates with OpenMRS, where data is stored, or how calls to patients are initiated, please refer to the written tutorial that accompanies this video. By the end of this tutorial, you will know what is meant by schedule tracking in MOTECH. You will know a little bit more about OpenMRS and how MOTECH uses this medical record system, along with some terminology that is necessary to understand how MOTECH integrates with OpenMRS. You will know how to define a schedule tracking schedule. And finally, I'll show you how to manage a patient's enrollment into one of these schedules via the Schedule Tracking Demos API in OpenMRS. And I will also show you how to manage a patient's enrollment into one of these schedules via mobile forms on a very basic J2ME compatible mobile phone. Let me explain how MOTECH integrates with OpenMRS. OpenMRS is a web application that enables the design of a customized medical record system. MOTECH is capable of communicating with OpenMRS via two different modules. The first is a web services module, and the second is an API that uses the OpenMRS Client API artifact. This demo tutorial uses the web services module. There are three OpenMRS terms that are important to the schedule tracking demo, and these are concept, encounter, and observation. OpenMRS defines a concept as the basic element of flexibility in OpenMRS. And during the schedule tracking demo, patients receive notifications that they are due late or overdue for a shot within a series. In OpenMRS, the fulfillment of these notifications is considered to be the fulfillment of a concept. OpenMRS defines an encounter as a single specific interaction between the patient and the provider. In the schedule tracking demo, when a patient receives a notification for a concept, it is expected that a patient encounter form is fulfilled and submitted to OpenMRS. The submission of this form is considered fulfillment of that particular OpenMRS concept. OpenMRS defines an observation as anything actively measured or observed during an encounter. The schedule tracking demo will add observations to encounters when it fulfills a specific concept. Moving on to schedule tracking in MOTECH. Schedule tracking allows patients to be enrolled in a clearly defined schedule. These schedules consist of specified milestones. Milestones represent windows of time in which certain criteria, treatments, or courses should be fulfilled before moving forward to a new set of criteria, treatments, or courses. You'll see in the demo that patients who enroll into schedule tracking schedules are sent alerts when they are due, late, or past due for a particular milestone. Let's take a closer look at one of the milestones within the schedule tracking demo schedule. The JSON on this slide shows the name, schedule windows, and data for one particular milestone within a schedule. Note that the name is Demo Milestone 1, and that there are 4 schedule windows for this milestone, which represent the 4 types of windows that are possible in MOTECH: earliest, due, late, and max. I'm going to explain what those windows are and what their values indicate in just a moment. The data for this milestone has a concept name of Demo Concept Question 1. You should recognize that term concept from my earlier mention of OpenMRS terminology as the basic unit of functionality in OpenMRS, and also as what, during the demo, patients are going to be fulfilling after receiving notifications. We see that both the IVR and SMS formats are set to true, which means that both an IVR phone call and SMS text message are going to be sent. The language is English or EN, and the unique message name is Demo Concept Question 1. Moving on to explain a bit more about the schedule windows you saw on the previous slide, along with another component of schedule tracking schedules, which are alerts. The majority of the slide on the right-hand side displays a vertical timeline, which is broken up into the 4 time schedule windows: earliest, due, late, and max. You'll see at the top left in the schedule window's JSON definition that each of these windows has a different amount of time in minutes for its value. Each of these time intervals is shown on that timeline. The earliest window, which is 2 minutes, comes first, which is followed by the due window. The value of 6 minutes that you see for the due window is in relation to the start of the milestone, so the due window is fulfilled 4 minutes after the end of the earliest window. The same goes for the late and max windows, which, as you can see, expire after 10 and 15 minutes respectively. Now, taking a look at the JSON below the schedule windows definition, which defines the 3 different alerts that are part of this milestone. The first alert is sent during the due window at an interval of 1 minute. This means that the first alert will be sent at the start of the due window, so after 2 minutes from the start of the milestone. Because the count is only 1, this alert will only be sent once. After this alert, patients should be aware that they need to complete milestone 1. The second set of alerts are sent during the late window, also at an interval of 1 minute. Note that the count for this set of alerts is 2, which means that the first late alert will be sent at the start of the late window, which is after 6 minutes from the beginning of the milestone, and that the second late alert will be sent 1 minute after, as is indicated by the interval of 1 minute. After this, no more late messages are sent, and the max window is entered. Patients may still complete the milestone during this window, but after 15 minutes have passed, if a patient has not yet fulfilled the milestone, that patient would be defaulted, which means that their enrollment in the schedule is no longer active, and a message is sent informing the patient of defaultment for that milestone. You may have noticed on the timeline that no alerts are sent during the max window, even though it looks like there could be an alert sent every minute for 99 minutes, according to the count and time interval. This is because if we were to dig a bit deeper into the code for the demo, we would see that there is no content associated with the alerts for the max window. We have put the alerts for the max window there just to show that alerts must be associated with content in order to be sent as messages. We've also put a count of 99 there to demonstrate that window duration takes precedence over the count. If a window's duration has elapsed, the module will not raise any more alerts, and the count will remain unsatisfied. So even if we did have content associated with the max window, there would only be 5 alerts sent for the 5 minutes that occupy the max window. Recall that I mentioned that I will walk you through 2 different methods of completing the schedule tracking demo. The first way is to create a patient in the OpenMRS web application, register that patient into the MOTECH system, and then complete encounters through the OpenMRS web application during the schedule of care. The second way is to use a mobile device to register a patient into the OpenMRS and MOTECH systems and complete patient encounters during the schedule of care via the mobile device. You can also combine the two. For example, you can register a patient through the mobile application and then complete encounters through the OpenMRS web application. But for this video, I am just going to show you how each way can be completed individually. Please move on to the next video to see how each method is completed.